God of War is one of the best video game series ever created. And of course, with a name like that, you know there's gotta be a whole bunch of gods to go to war against. Now, some are weaker, some are more powerful, but one thing's for sure, none of them want to run up against Kratos. That's just a death waiting to happen. But some of them did give Kratos a really good fight. And today we're going to take a look at the gods in God of War, the Greek gods, the Titans, the primordials, the Norse gods, and even some monsters and giants that Kratos has encountered so far, and find the top 10 most powerful gods in God of War. So let's get into it. What's up guys, I'm Daniel and this is Danco. We do fight breakdowns every week, plus the occasional power ranking video like this one or things like that. So if that seems interesting to you, we'll sit back and enjoy the video. Hit that like button. If you want to, we'll hit the subscribe button while you're at it. Now let's get to it. Jormungandr isn't really a god, and a part of me doesn't want to include him on the list at all because I know I'm gonna mispronounce this name every time. But the big snake is just so freaking cool that it makes up for all of that. This is the World Serpent, the legendary snake that grew so big that it encircled the whole world, and Thor's legendary arch enemy. These guys do not like each other, and each of their fights is incredible. They're cracking the world tree with their power. Thor even straight up sent Jormungandr back in time with a punch. That's just crazy. Even though Baldur looks kind of frail and weak, kind of like a weird druggie, he's actually one of the strongest gods that Kratos has ever faced. He's unable to feel anything, pain, exhaustion, even emotions, and he could have actually beat Kratos and Atreus if he fought strategically and intelligently, and not just a raging inferno of hatred and anger. And just to prove that, Baldur managed to knock out Jormungandr with just a few punches. He might look like a roadie for Kid Rock, but he can pack a punch. Hades is a twisted and masochistic god, which does make sense. He's in charge of the underworld, a realm meant for torturing souls. He's completely ignored and hated by the other gods. His wife doesn't even love him, and it's not his fault either. What do you expect from the literal god of death? And all of that might be why he was able to give Kratos such a hard fight. I mean, the guy is dang near unkillable. The god of the seas and the king of the oceans gave Kratos the fight of his life, transforming into a giant sea monster and using all of his underwater powers. Which, I mean, does make sense. He is the god of the seas. Cerder is the first fire giant and the second being born in existence. And ever since that moment, he's constantly been training and prepping. His whole life being one giant Rocky montage, preparing for Ragnarok. He was destined to lead a fight against the gods and destroy Asgard during Ragnarok. But then it actually turned out that Cerder was Ragnarok. He was destined to be able to fight Thor and Odin at the same time, so the two most powerful Norse gods at once. And while they got the better of him, Cerder's flames were still powerful enough to destroy all Asgard on the way out. Thor is so powerful that people are scared to just even mention his name. He's basically the ultimate warrior, not just in Asgard, but in all the 9 realms. He's half giant. He's Odin's firstborn. Thor is the second most powerful Norse god out there, second only to Odin himself. He's powerful enough to have slaughtered pretty much all of the giants living outside of Jotunheim, basically performed a giant genocide. In fact, I'm not even sure if Kratos could have actually killed Thor at their best. The god of thunder is about as close to an equal to Kratos as we've ever seen. Thanatos is the primordial god of death, predating Zeus himself. He's basically a better, more powerful version of Hades, able to trap anyone for eternity. He can transform into a giant monster, and even completely control bodies all around him. Yeah, this guy is just a little scary. Odin, the All-Father of Asgard and the ruler of the Norse gods, is one of the most powerful gods Kratos has ever faced. But not just that, he is the smartest, most clever, and really the most paranoid god that Kratos has ever faced too. He's obsessed with knowing anything and knowing everything, to the point where he knows enough to be able to control prophecies and change the future. It's possible that Odin somehow has a superiority complex and an inferiority complex at the same time, and he holds petty grudges to an almost hilarious degree. Just ask Mimir about that one. You take all of that and add in the fact that Odin is the most powerful Norse god. Well, yeah, he's absolutely terrifying. The king of Olympus, Zeus, was the god that gave Kratos the most trouble. I mean, it took 3 games of Kratos killing every god or demigod on his way to finally taking down Zeus. He's truly just unparalleled, the best of every god out there. But you knew who number 1 was gonna be. It had to be Kratos. No matter who stood in his way, whether they were supposed to be the top dog or the most powerful god ever, Kratos was able to beat them all. Kratos is undefeated, and he's going to remain undefeated. He single-handedly took down Pandora's temple, the Sisters of Fate, the Valkyrie, all of Mount Olympus, and all of Asgard. Kratos is just unstoppable. That's why we love him. But what do y'all think? Sound off in the comments down below. I know you're gonna have thoughts and feelings on this one for sure. And if you've stuck around this long and made it to the end of the video, that's amazing. Thank you so much for watching and for supporting us. And if you want to go subscribe, well, go subscribe. You're gonna see more videos like this one every single week. And I'll see y'all then. I'll see y'all next time.